Welcome to Impactful Billionaires, the podcast show with award-winning you, Nyasha, and me. And this is the second news show of 2024, the year of collaboration. So,
Wow.
I know.
Yes, I can remember. The year's already gone.
The year's already gone.
Already mid-January. Honestly, I can't believe that.
I know.
Yeah.
It's always a
Wow.
strange month, though, isn't it? January.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
I think
Yes.
it's especially in the Western world, because I think, there's this build up to Christmas, and then now we're in the new year. So if you would like to share your stories of impact, please get in touch at impactfulbillionaires@gmail.com. So first up, very sad news.
Yes, about Camilita. Is it
Camila,
Camilita or Camila? Yes.
Camila
Batmanghelidjh.
get Getty, that's it. Yeah, Camilla
Batmanghelidjh.
yeah. So she died, didn't she, at the age of 61? She was a social justice campaigner, Iranian born.
Very young, too young to die. Really, 61.
Oh, it
Just
is. It's
something.
incredibly young, isn't it? And
Yeah.
she founded the Kids Company in 1996 to support vulnerable children and young people in London and Bristol.
Yes.
And she
Yes. You started
actually,
it in London and they had quite a few branches. I think it was more than Bristol, in around the UK. And she was really working with under, you know, children who were not even the radar of the local authority in terms of being in care,
yeah,
living in very deprived areas and sheer poverty. Really they should have been in the care system, but they're sort of underground. Incredible. I had a pleasure to work with her. I used to supervise her therapist, of working with her. She just, incredible energy. Just loved children in every way possible, and um, and I think, in the end, she had such bad publicity, and I think it was all political, because she was trying to find a voice, for these children who were and she was lobbying the government
mm,
to find the resources to have these children looked after properly.
yeah.
And it was just too much. It was too, it was too powerful for the government. So the best way to get rid of her was to come up with all sorts of allegations, which were completely unfounded. And she was cleared of all the charges which were against her. But I think it took a
It's told.
huge toll on her.
And
And I
how
don't know.
awful when,
Yes,
all she was really trying to do was some good and make an impact.
yes, yes. She was a pioneer, really,
Yeah.
and revolutionarily trying to change the system.
Mm,
And I think she died of heartbreak because she was devastated. She was devastated, and to not to be working with kids.
yeah,
It,
absolutely.
it was She was just stopped in the middle of her height, really. And yeah, I can. They do say you can die of a heartbreak. It's actually a disease. There's a posh name for it,
Yes.
and
Yeah, there
I
is.
think might or something. I don't know, some name which describe it,
Yeah.
and I think that's what killed her. I
Yeah,
really
which
do.
is such a
Yeah.
shame. And it
I
is.
can't imagine her, because I've always known her to be working with kids,
Yeah.
because she set up something else, before Kids Company, which
Yeah.
was called Be My Place.
Right.
And then she moved away from that, and she said, this. And I knew her when she was when she set up Be My Place.
Oh, oh,
So I've always known her to work with children. And I can't imagine her life, what would have been like the last few years of her life,
No, it
and
must have
not
been
working with
awful.
children.
No.
But I read somewhere in the Guardian, I think it's Guardian article, that the day before, the night before she died, she'd just finished wrapping 100 presents for children in Brixton who wouldn't have had Christmas presents. 100.
Gosh.
So she was still there.
Yeah.
It was a Brixton charity which works with disadvantaged children.
Oh, bless her.
So she was still very involved. She found another way of doing it behind the scenes. She
Yeah.
just finished because she must have just died happy. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? You know, when you're wrapping 100 presents and putting all your love and your energy into it, I think it was a good place
Yeah, I think it's
for
a
her
really
to.
good place. And, you know, her charity attracted several celebrity backers as well, including former Prime
I
Minister David
know it did.
Cameron,
Yes, it did.
Coldplay,
Yeah.
artist Damien Hirst, and comedian
Yeah,
Michael McIntyre.
she
Um,
really did.
yeah.
Um, uh, she
And
she really had a lot of support, and corporates, you know, they couldn't give her enough money. You know what I mean? It was
yeah,
very well funded, charity, very well resourced, and she
was
went for the best. I mean, she would have a Christmas party in the Dorchester for the 1,000 kids. She said, "Why not? Why can't they go there?"
absolutely. Why can't they go there?
Yeah, why can't they go there?
Yeah.
And that was we were part of the she, you know, she was just sort of turning the thing round. So if it's suitable for the prime minister and the celebrity, why can't it be suitable for a deprived child? And there was such a lot of controversy about that but she wanted to make the, you know, she really wanted the child in her care to have the best, the worth, uh, um, and funding and whatever was never an issue. And that was the thing which, you know, she was accused of, that she misused money.
Oh.
And
Anyway, she did get a CBE for her work, so, and she has been recognised, and you know, I don't really want to say it in a way, but she's probably going to be more recognised now in her death, isn't she, really? So, you know, my heart goes out to
yeah,
her family and close friends, and you know,
definitely, yes, yes,
what a true
yeah,
loss.
yeah. Look, yeah. The impact movement have lost a huge energy, guiding star. You know, she was really trailblazing before it became the issue about making an impact on what you do, making a difference. She was just a living example of it. She wanted to do it while she was still alive. You know what
Yeah,
I mean? Some people leave it as a legacy, and she did it well in her short, you know, lifespan. I didn't realize, you know, I thought she was a lot younger than that. I thought she was a lot older than that. But when I realized, you know, but she was also quite young, you know what I mean? 61 is
61 is
quite young.
no age, absolutely, and you know,
Oh,
may she rest in peace and be remembered for years to come for, you know, her work as well, and her legacy continue.
yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know whether there was nothing I saw so far about a funeral or not, that who is going, or a memorial. There might be a memorial for her.
Well, she actually died, I think, on New Year's Day, Nyasha.
Yeah, I know, I know.
Yeah. So,
On her birthday, because
gosh,
just stripped. Mhm.
it's weird,
Yeah.
isn't it? But as you said, you know, let's just hope that wrapping all those presents, she was in a happy place. So,
No,
um,
that really, whatever. Yeah, after all, she died doing what she knew best, was to give the
yeah,
children a
yeah,
present. Mm,
definitely.
yeah.
So,
Mm,
anyway, not some great news either, you know, with Gaza. We won't go on too much about that, but the UN Security Council met on Friday for briefings on the worsening situation across the Middle East, and they're
yeah.
looking first at threats of forced displacement for Gaza and the escalating conflict in and around the Red Sea.
Yeah, wow.
It's not a good situation. I mean, is a lot of war and torn countries, as we know right now. But you know, they're really, I mean, I know Antonio Guterres is really trying to call for a ceasefire now.
Yeah.
You know, and the Assistant Secretary General of the UN, Ilse Brand, said compelled evacuations failing to meet the necessary conditions for lawfulness, therefore potentially amount of forcible transfer, a war crime. You know, that's what it's turning into over there. And you know, obviously the Palestinian people are there to stay, and there's many lessons that need to be kind of drawn from it, but you know, in the meantime, it's really about trying to stop the fighting, and stop, you know, the discrimination of it all. Really, it's a hard place. I don't.
For it to be, yeah, it's a very hard place, and for it to be winter, I can't imagine the children, how they're surviving in the middle of all this bombing. No access to food, no access. They got to be, you know, it's almost like there's no other way. It's gone so horrible. There can only be a ceasefire.
Yeah, there
And I
should
think,
be.
yeah, there can only be a ceasefire.
But also, I mean, I think the Israeli side actually killed the head of Hamas, didn't they? And I can't remember his name. I do apologize. That's not for.
Yeah.
So I mean, there's more sort of fuel for fire, isn't there? And
Yeah.
I just don't think it gets past the point where they're obviously not thinking on humanitarian lines anymore, are they?
Yeah.
So you know, I can only well, we can only send out our thoughts and hopes and prayers that this will come to a stop sometime soon.
Yes. Quite soon. Yeah. I thought I think it was it pre-Christmas. There was some form of ceasefire for 8 days or something.
Yeah, there was.
Yeah, and I thought, why 8 days? Why can't it? And I thought it was going to continue or be extended by the powers above. I don't know who makes this decision that it's over 8 days.
No,
um,
no.
just random number.
Yeah.
That could have continued, but I think the international community needs to take some responsibility or needs to put pressure on whoever makes these decisions. Every child deserves a loving family, and that is why I founded Banya Fostering, an independent provider in 1996. In the past 24 years, we have grown to become one of the largest agencies in the UK. We thrive to support carers and empower children, providing opportunities for brighter futures. Have you ever thought about supporting a child that needs it most? So far, we've helped more than 7,000 children in our care. That it's got to be a continuous ceasefire, not just 8 days.
No,
And whatever they were not able to do whatever they were supposed to do, move people within those 8 days. It was just not possible.
no, I agree with you. I agree with
So
you.
why set up things? Yeah, it's you know, you can either laugh or cry. It's
Yeah,
just so ridiculous.
it
Yeah.
is. It is ridiculous. You know, they do need to come to some sort of agreement. They do, because if it goes on indefinitely, there's not going to be a lot left for anybody,
Yes.
you
No.
know,
Yeah.
and
Mm.
that's vastly becoming the situation, you know, not that far away in Ukraine and Russia. I mean, you
Yeah.
know, it's
That's another thing which needs to come to a ceasefire as well.
yeah, definitely.
Mm.
So,
Yeah.
meanwhile, you know, if people can send aid, or, you know, I mean, it is a political thing, I know, but it would
There's
be
still
really good.
humans in the middle of war.
Yeah,
But politically, yes, there's still people who needs humanitarian aid.
definitely. They do.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
so back to children again. in the UK. Our very own impactful billionaire, Fatima Whitbread, has been in talks with Yvette Cooper in the last week.
Yes.
Um,
And the last week she got a award, the sports personality of the year.
no. She got that in December after
Oh, right. But it was
our
on television last week.
yeah,
Okay.
after our
Okay.
club meeting. So
Yeah. Yeah. Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
so this in January she's been doing that, and also she's in training for Everest Base Camp Challenge, which is coming up now because we're in 2024, and that's from the 4th to the 18th of May. So she'll be taking to the tops of the 5 North London boroughs on her first, long distance walkers. So she's got quite a few people coming with her, which is really, really good. So yeah, I mean you can.
She's gonna go walking.
Yeah, she's going to walk to Everest Base Camp from the 4th to the 18th of May. And
Oh,
yeah,
yes, I remember that.
yeah.
Yes.
So she's got, a group of long distance walkers, as they're called, and she's been covering the 5 North London boroughs, walking around them in training. So wow, gosh, that puts us to shame, Nyasha, doesn't it, really?
Yes. I should I quite like walking. I should join a part of it when she's in London.
Yeah, definitely.
Mm,
You should
mm,
get out and walk. That's what I say.
yeah,
Um,
yeah,
I get out for a walk every day because especially in January, it's really, in the winter here, it's good for mental health.
I do. I do try. I went today, it was so refreshing. I've had a foot injury, so I've not actually been walking. I used to
Yeah.
walk a lot, and this January I'm back to walking. I'm not doing it every day now because I'm just pacing my foot. I don't want it to start hurting me again. So I'm sort of doing it every other day.
Right.
And today was really lovely, really lovely.
Oh,
Dry and cold, but it wasn't raining. It's a rain I can't bear.
no, I can imagine. Yeah, I don't either. And we've had a lot of
I
rainfall
don't
in
like
Berkshire.
walking in the rain. No,
No, which
no.
does kind of like highlight climate change, people, and the fact that we really need to be thinking about it. Um,
Yeah,
so even though COP28 is over, we still need to be thinking about climate change because it is evident that, we really need to be thinking of ways that we can contribute to trying
yes,
to
yes,
regenerate the
yes,
planet.
yes, yes,
Um, Definitely.
yeah,
So,
yeah. It's little things which we never think of, which we can do. Because the whole thing about climate change, or for me, social problem in general, which is my interest, it's quite overwhelming to think about. You think, oh God, what can I do as an individual in my own house, in my own street? Because if you think about the global, you can get paralyzed, isn't it? So, oh God, this is too big of a problem. There's absolutely nothing I can do. So I'm always thinking, in the middle of all this big problem, what can I do as a person
yeah,
in my own house? What can I change? Little habits I can change. Um, uh, yeah, really little things you can do, and I suppose they all add up
absolutely, they
to
do.
change. Mm,
They do. So,
yeah,
you've got to think about it. Can you save heating? Can you do this? Can
yeah.
you
Can you do
recycle
that? Yeah,
more? Can you? And
recycle more.
I don't think that we necessarily have got it right with recycling anyway yet.
No, no.
Um, and other energies, but there are other energies there. It's just it needs to be rethought. It really
Yeah,
does. So
necessary.
yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Only today I was
sorry.
talking to somebody about recycling, and I was thinking clothes, for example, just really basic clothes. I think there's enough clothes which have been made already. We don't need to make any more new ones. um, and you could you could make a personal choice that I won't buy anything new.
Yeah, I have now. I know
And
you're
I know there's a lot
converted.
of people who do this, and they really prefer it. And that's something quite small you can do. You make a decision by what you buy. And why do you have to buy something new? And some secondhand shops, I think, with the age of this Amazon, I have got a lot of unwanted gifts, which are new because no one wanted them anyway. They end up in the charity shop. So why not recycle that way? And in Guernsey, they've got some really fantastic. They call they used to do I think they still do them in the UK. Swap shop, but this is actually a swap shop. The
Yeah.
first week of the first Saturday of each month, you take 4 items, and you come home with 4 items of someone else's clothes they don't want or they don't fit them anymore. I think it's fantastic. It's very popular.
Yeah.
You don't have to pay anything. You just go there with 6 items. Last month I went with 6 items. I came home with 6 items, and maybe next week I'll take 2 of them back, which didn't quite fit me, what didn't like, and I come back with something else.
That is such a brilliant idea. I think we could do swap shop. The only trouble is that we drive people out of business, wouldn't we?
Yeah, so I know.
I know.
It's a big one, but it could be one thing. I don't think it's going to really drive many shops out there, but just to be aware that you don't have to buy everything new.
Yeah. No,
Yeah,
right. You're
awareness.
right. So,
Yeah.
something just sort of changing the subject entirely is about the Social Impact Awards that were they were actually in Social Enterprise UK Awards, sorry, that were actually in November for 2023.
That's right. Yes.
Yeah. So they were at the Roundhouse in London. And so, you know, the winner of the overall UK Social Enterprise of the Year award was the Isle of Skye Ferry, which is a community interest company, a social enterprise that owns and operates the last manually operated turntable ferry in existence, running from Glenig on Scottish mainland to the Isle of Skye. Connects rural communities, provides training opportunities, and creates living wage jobs, as well as helping to grow the surrounding economy by sourcing goods and services from local businesses.
Oh, they definitely deserve it.
Yeah, they do.
With all the climate change and everything, it just sounds fantastic.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Oh, that's well done.
Yeah.
Absolutely well done to them.
Yeah. To imagine if we should go, because you know it would be like stepping back in time for us, wouldn't it?
Yes. Yes. Yeah,
So yeah, so
yeah.
that's lovely. Anyway, we've got some awards coming up ourselves, haven't we, on the 25th of January?
Yeah, which unfortunately I was not able to judge. I judged in spirit.
You did.
I was one of the judges, yeah.
One of our other
To go to
impactful
Spain.
billionaires. Yeah.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah, that's a shame. Alec Jones Hall, from Great British Expo. So they're holding their Thames Valley Business and Community Awards. And that's at the Hilton Hotel in Reading on the 25th of January. So again, one of our other impactful billionaires, Fatima, will be the keynote speaker.
I know, exhausting it.
Yeah, she's well, keynote speaker, and there's 15 awards, 2 of which are Lifetime Achievement Award and the Charity Award for the local area. So yeah, that should be a good night. I know that we're going to put on our recycled clothes, aren't we, Nyasha?
Yes, definitely. I've got it already sorted, don't worry.
Okay, and we're going to make our way down there, which will be, I'm looking forward to it. It should be fun.
Yeah. Yes. I think what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna stay. I think last time I did, and I went off to see a friend of mine in Somerset. So this time I think I will stay at the hotel.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
should, because it is, you know, it's easy for you. I mean, I don't have an excuse. I'm only half an hour down the road.
Yeah. No, it's very easy from Southampton Airport to Reading. It's less than 30 minutes. It's quite
Right.
easy in that way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. So,
Yeah.
anyway, our next Impactful Billionaires Club meeting is on the 1st of February at 7 p.m. Where we will be forming think tank groups who can collaborate. So if
Yes.
you are listening and you are an Impactful Billionaire, please do come along. I know we've already sent out comms. It's important, as I said, it's the year of collaboration so that we can help each other with our projects. And obviously with Impactful Billionaires, we are driving forward the World Impact Fund for female entrepreneurs, aren't we, in Africa?
Yeah.
So yeah,
That's very exciting.
it is very exciting.
Yeah.
So, and to round off the next event, which is our inaugural event, is on the 21st of March. Wow, nice.
Yeah, in person. It's really exciting. I've not done any in-person thing for quite a long time, since COVID, you know. It's all been online. So this one is going to be quite special.
Yeah, it is going to be quite special, and it's also going to be special because you're leading it as the founder of Impactful Billionaires Club. So, and you'll be going to be talking about your fund and your book.
I know, and what's going to lead from the book, you know, master classes and scaling this and scaling that. People wanting support around scaling their business. So it's going to be really a fantastic launch to that idea, and supporting people and collaborating with people. Yeah, I quite like this year of collaboration.
Definitely the year of collaboration. Well, I think we've done a good roundup of news so far. I mean, yeah. So that's all we've got really. We don't have much from our Impactful Billionaires. So it's kind of a goodbye from me.
And goodbye from me. Until next week.
Yeah, until next week. So coming up next, Nyasha, you'll be talking to Guenter Schmittberger, Senior Fundraiser, and also Nick Harrison, a wealth management company, about finance and impact.
Hello and welcome. My next guest is Guenter Schmittberger. He's a senior fundraiser and ambassador at the Top Tier Impact, TTI, the global ecosystem of impact and sustainable leaders. He works with venture capitalists to benefit people, planet, and profit. He started out in the IT industry, management consulting, and fundraising for startups and venture funds. He shares what is doing to find funding to drive forward impactful projects to make a positive change. I'm happy with that.
Perfect. Right. You're listening to Impactful Billionaires, the podcast with the UK's top award-winning social entrepreneur, Nyasha Kwatidze. Why not be part of the club transforming lives and join us on Patreon? If you would like to get in touch, email impactfulbillionaires@gmail.com. This is a For the Now media production.
Guenter, thank you very much for your time to come and talk to me. And I always really start with, what are you focusing on at the moment?
Well, I'm just connecting people. I'm introducing startup founders who focus on impact of the SDGs and I introduce them to potential investors, only professional investors.
Yes.
venture funds, corporate venture funds, family offices, and so on.
Oh, that's just fantastic. And it's just so interesting. You're just you're very interested in this field of startups, and the SDGs are so important, aren't they, for us to fulfill them with all these climate changes and stuff we're having, the impact of what we're doing.
Yes, it's very important, and therefore I'm also a member of the German Association for Impact Investing.
Okay.
And there we try to bring more big money into the impact space.
Yes.
I'm also a member of Catalyst 2030. It's a worldwide network of about nearly 4,000 impact-oriented people who organize some projects in different roles.
Wow.
It's quite well supported by one family foundation from the Netherlands.
Wow. Okay.
So as Bundesinitiative Impact Investing is supported by the BMW Foundation.
Oh, yeah.
And some other foundations, yes.
Oh, wow.
And I am a member of Top Tier Impact, a private network financed by its members, about 600 members. And there are a couple of investors in this network as well. And we are organizing personal meetings in about 50 cities around the globe with the support of our ambassadors. I am ambassador for Top Tier Impact in the Frankfurt area in Germany. And we have colleagues in Berlin, in Hamburg, and of course, internationally in New York, in San Francisco, in Los Angeles, in Singapore, in Tokyo, in Istanbul, in Nairobi, and in many other countries.
I've been to Nairobi many times.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. Nice. So you're involved in so many things, and
yeah,
are really making a huge difference to people's lives because of what the investors do with your startup. They're really a change maker for people to really grow their businesses, meeting the SDG, which is just really fantastic. Then what I'm always intrigued by is, why do you think you do what you do? Is it to do with your family background? Is it to do with something you thought about later in life? When you think back, why do you think you do what you do?
Let me give you a little bit of my background. I studied mathematics and psychology, worked in the IT industry for 1.5 decades, then sold best-of-breed software to the world's largest chemical plant.
Okay.
After that, I met people from the former Stanford Business Club of France, an alumni club with about 600 members, and they started pitch events for startups in Paris. And I joined the initiative. This is about 25 years ago. And I was a member of the Business Angels Club in Berlin as well. I invested own money in some of these, in some of startups. I raised money for others. And I was a little bit infected by greed.
Okay, tell me
because many people around me in Paris had much more money than I had.
Okay.
And I can tell you, greed is not a good advisor.
No.
Greed is not a good advisor. Even if I know what risk management is, as a mathematician, it's quite easy. I invested more than I earned in 20 years in just one company.
Yeah.
It was founded by 2 Syrian guys who wanted to connect the hidden champions of Europe with the oil billionaires in the Middle East.
Yes. All right.
But when September happened,
all right,
the investor did not want to talk to any to Arab people anymore. You know, we had a term sheet of 10 million on the table.
Yeah. Wow.
But suddenly I was a minus millionaire.
What an
It's horrible. It's really horrible. And after a while, I decided to pay back everything.
Yes.
It took me more than 10 years to do this. And then I joined a consulting company who is focused on the huge shutdown and turnaround projects for refineries or other huge physical assets.
Mm-hmm.
And the company is growing very fast and successful, and is now sold to Accenture.
All right, yes.
And I myself, I'm retired since 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
And I carefully started coming back to the startup world.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought, well, I'm a bit more mature now.
Mm-hmm.
I will not invest any money because I don't have a lot of wealth.
Yes, yes.
But I can help connect people, connect the right people.
Yes.
And after a while, one of my startups asked me, please only invite impact investors.
Yes.
And I thought to myself, what the hell is impact? Everybody has impact, positive impact, negative impact, and so on.
Mm-hmm.
But I read some books about the topic, and I attended some course on Coursera about measurement and management of the impact on the SDGs.
Mm-hmm.
And then I thought, that's exactly what makes me happy, to help people have a good life in the future. But to do this, we have to fight poverty. We have to fight this strange distribution of wealth around the globe. We have to create a new financial system.
Yes.
We have to fight climate change. We have to fight the destroying of biodiversity. If our nature is damaged, how should we eat?
Yes.
Everything is connected.
Yes.
And I thought we need to work with African people on eye level. We are neighboring continents, and we will thrive together or suffer together.
Yes.
And I prefer that we thrive together.
Yes.
And I think it's heartwarming, helping people to grow their own business, creating jobs, creating better healthcare. And it's not the money that drives me.
No.
Of course, I have contracts with all my startups based on success fee.
Yes.
But it doesn't matter if it is a huge success fee or a small one.
No, you know what they're going to do is going to make a huge difference.
Yeah, that's it. And it's very important. Recently, for the first time, I met one of my clients from Ghana, the first time in life.
Wow.
The other meetings are always
talking
online.
on Zoom. Lovely.
Yeah, I met him together with one of his partners and investors in Cologne.
Wow.
He was traveling to an agribusiness fair in Berlin. Then he went to Munich. After that, he had meetings in Dortmund, in the North Rhine-Westphalia in Germany. And the next day, he planned to go to Hamburg. This is the north. And they said, oh, I think it's no good idea to go to Frankfurt. That's near where I am living. I better come to Cologne. Cologne is a nice city. Let us meet there. And we had a brilliant dinner.
Oh, that is just fantastic. And I'm sure he's thriving with his business.
Yeah, I hope that we can be successful with his business. He is developing something like a blueprint for a circular economy in agribusiness.
Wow.
And I worked, for example, with an American serial entrepreneur, Looney Lives. He created a holding company called Africa Eats. Did you hear of it?
No, I've never heard
Oh.
of it.
Let me. When he sold his last company, he thought, what the hell should I do next?
Yeah.
And he learned more about impact. And he
Uh-huh.
decided to create a network called Fletch to teach entrepreneurs how to build a company.
Okay.
And he's doing this in a 3-month program.
Okay.
He has subsidiaries around the globe, one in Africa.
Yeah.
In Africa, a lot of agro-business founders went through his program.
Wow.
And he chose 30 of them, invested just as much money as they needed to bridge the first year. The majority of them has been cash positive in the first year.
Wow. Every child deserves a loving family, and that is why I founded Guenter Fostering, an independent provider, in 1996. In the past 24 years, we have grown to become one of the largest agencies in the UK. We thrive to support carers and empower children, providing opportunities for brighter futures. Have you ever thought about supporting a child that needs it most? So far, we've helped more than 7,000 children in our care.
And this was just about $2 million US.
Yes.
8 years ago, maybe 9, I don't know it exactly.
Yeah.
But they have a growth rate of 50% per year.
My goodness. So
and last year they had about 23 or $4 million revenue together.
Yes. Yes.
This year, maybe 35 million.
Wow.
And of course, in agribusiness, now they serve more than 100,000 people.
Well, of course they do. Yes.
And they increase their income. They can afford to have solar panels for electricity, and they can have some cooling equipment. So their food or what they harvest is not waste so quick.
Yes.
And everything is growing. They are growing something like an infrastructure.
Yes. Wow.
And I like such kind of businesses.
Yes. No, that.
Or did you hear about Africa Green Tech?
Yes, I've heard of Africa Green Tech. Yeah.
Africa Green Tech is now a client of mine.
Yes. Okay.
I am helping them raise 15 million Series B round.
Okay. Wow.
The founder is married to a woman from Chad.
Chad. Oh, right.
Yes, and they created or built mini grids for about 20 rural villages in Chad, offering them energy from solar or electricity from solar energy.
Yes.
And they get cooling equipment, they get water supply, and so on. But now they have to focus more and more on substituting diesel power generators by solar power. And they finance the capex. That means they finance to substitute the diesel-fired aggregators by solar panel, and the owner then just pays them back with the same amount that they paid for the diesel every month.
All right.
And after when it is paid back,
Yes.
then the ownership goes to the African people.
Okay. Wow, that's fantastic.
Sorry, my English is not the best. Sometimes I'm struggling.
Your English is fantastic compared to my German.
Yeah, okay.
I can tell you now. I did German for one term. It's hardly it's zero. It's never moved. So it's fantastic. So I mean, if you know, the audience of this podcast are listening, what would you say? You know, sort of top tips about how you got in. I mean, you talked about what 3 tips you can give someone to start thinking about impact. Someone say, "Oh God, I don't really know where to start. Where do I start?"
Well, if you want to build a company, and of course you need to build a company if you want to have some impact, then don't do it alone.
Yes. Okay.
Find like-minded people.
Yeah.
Find a diverse team who has different knowledge.
Yes.
That together it's much more than the sum of.
Yes.
And you need advisors.
Yes.
Talk to people who have the experience and who can help you, because building a company is always an up and down. And you have to develop the resilience.
Yes.
To
Yeah.
keep.
You need resilience, definitely.
You need resilience, yes.
Yes.
And this is very important. And think about who cares.
Okay. All right.
Who cares?
Yeah.
What do I mean with who cares? Is there somebody who is ready to pay for your services or your products?
Yes.
If there isn't somebody,
yes,
it will not be a successful business.
No, you won't make the impact. You almost, you need to think about it. Whose needs is it fitting? Who's gonna pay?
Second question is,
yes.
Why you?
Yeah. Yes.
Why you?
Yeah. Yes.
Are there others in a similar business?
Yeah.
Are they direct competitors? Or do you have some unique selling points? Are you better in some way than the others?
Yes.
Then you have a better chance, you know. And it's also important to ask, why now? In some, especially if you are building some kind of high-tech business, it's not good to be too early if the market is not ready for your ideas.
Yes.
And if many others have already an established business in what you are planning, it may be too late.
Yes.
So ask yourself, why now? Is now the right time?
That's so important, because some people don't think about these questions. They really do not think about it before, and they find themselves they're so driven by wanting to make a difference or an impact, but they haven't really thought through about the processes and why now. What is anyone who needs this product, this service? Anyone for world? Oh, that's really fantastic questions.
And it's important not to talk to investors too early.
As well.
If you are not investment ready, you will not get a second chance. That's the problem.
So they just say you're wasting our time. They don't want really. That's
the reason why I am using a couple of tools to check the investment readiness.
Wow.
One is called De-Risk It. It's coming from the UK. I have licensed tool to use it. Yes, and I send a link to a startup. and they answer a couple of questions. Then I get a first investment readiness check. If the investment readiness check is good enough, then I offer a first online meeting. Go through the questions again to check if everything is understood in the right way, and answers in the right way. And I always say, please focus on open communication. If you don't tell an investor where you have a problem, he cannot help you, or she cannot help you. So it's important to be clear. Open communication is a key aspect of working together with an investor.
They can't guess, really. You need to tell them what the problem is. Most likely they'll be able to help you, actually. But sometimes people just fear that, oh, if I tell them, they won't invest in me. It's sort of fear.
And I learned that many of my portfolio companies or founders do not know how to report on a regular basis, not only to investors, but also to my leads. I tell them, if you don't help me, I cannot help you. With some of my clients, I have now an agreement that they work for the reporting with an American partner called Angel Span. Angel Span is focused on stakeholder reporting. So they have once a month, they have an online meeting. Tell them what happened during the last 4 weeks. And Angel Span is creating the report. Standardizing as much as possible, individualized as much as necessary.
That's very good. So it's almost like you're creating a template where you just have to put in the figures or the words.
That's a little bit more, because they exactly know what investors want to hear. And they are supporting some investors that made the reporting for all their portfolio companies with Angel Span mandatory. And therefore, the investor can save a lot of time.
I know. It saves them a lot of time to have it all in one and say it in the right way they want to hear. Oh, that's unbelievable. But
many startup founders do not know how investors think.
Yes.
And of course, impact is not grant.
No.
It is important to serve the triple bottom line for people, planet, and profit.
Yes.
And it is possible.
Yes.
It is very important. Not to ignore this aspect.
Yes, it is important. That's fantastic. Oh, thank you very much. I can talk to you forever. Thank you for your time.